Stacy and her boyfriend Tommy loved going on long rides at night on his motorcycle. Tommy would choose new paths and roads for them to travel, while Stacy enjoyed the sights. She loved the feeling of holding tightly onto her boyfriend as the wind would rush up against them. Tonight, they were speeding through a road she had never seen before. As the ride continued, the lights from the city slowly faded more and more into the background. But that was fine with Stacy, since it made it easier to see the stars. But most of all, she thought it just made the mood more romantic. But without any warning, Stacy felt the bike slow down. Not knowing the reason why, she asked Tommy what was going on. But instead of getting an answer, he simply just directed a spotlight towards a tree that was a little farther away from the road. Stacy, still confused, took a closer look at what Tommy could possibly be trying to show her. She attempted to ask her question again. She paused. Her eyes widened as she sees exactly what it is he wanted her to see. A body hanging from a noose. But as gruesome as the sight already was, it wasn't until she realized what exactly she was looking at that would horrify her. There, hanging from the tree, was the dead and bloodied body of her boyfriend Tommy. Stacy screamed, but before she even had a moment to process the situation any further, the motorcycle sped away. Instinctively, Stacy held on to prevent herself from falling off. But as the initial shock eventually wore off, she realized the true horror of the situation. Not only was the mystery biker not her boyfriend Tommy, but he was most likely also responsible for his gruesome murder. Even though Stacy wanted nothing more than to get as far away as possible from the mystery biker, she knew she couldn't let go. At the speed they were going, letting go would most likely result in her getting severely injured or possibly dying. The tears streaming down her cheeks were being wiped away by the wind as the motorcycle continued to speed faster and faster. Stacy watched as the surroundings became more of a blur. How could this have happened? Stacy asked herself, and that's when she thought back to earlier that night. She had only responded to a text from Tommy's phone, and when the mystery biker picked her up, he didn't even lift his visor to greet her before they both sped away into their nightly journey. He may have had Tommy's motorcycle and gear, but there was something strange about the way he was acting, Stacy recollected. How could I have been so stupid, she asked herself. Even though she wanted to grieve for Tommy, she knew now wasn't the time. She was currently in an unimaginable predicament. Even though she was frightened beyond belief due to the fact that she was currently holding on to a maniac, she knew letting go was suicide. The lights from the city soon disappeared into the background as the mystery biker drove the motorcycle deeper towards an unknown destination. But just when Stacy didn't think it could get any worse, the mystery biker's head started to slowly twist around. She couldn't believe her eyes as she watched his head completely turn 180 degrees. The mystery biker's head was now directly looking at her. It was at that moment that Stacy, completely overwhelmed with fear, decided to let go. But just as she did, the mystery biker grabbed both of her hands to prevent her from escaping. He then pulls her body against his. Stacy screams. She squirms and kicks in an attempt to break free, but it's no use. The mystery biker is too strong. An already horrific situation has just turned into a living nightmare. Not only is Stacy in the grasp of some unknown monster, but the motorcycle is now going at full speed without anybody controlling the handles. Scared out of her mind, Stacy screams and pleads for her life. It's at that moment that the mystery driver uses one of his hands to slowly lift his visor. Stacy wants to look away, but her eyes are transfixed on what is right in front of her. Under the helmet, just a couple of inches away from her face, is the ghastly sight of something that looks to be not of this world smiling back at her. The motorcycle speeds into the darkness as Stacy's blood-curdling scream fills the night air.